Assalamualaikum everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about why I converted to Islam and became a Muslim. Before I start this video though, I want to put it out there that this video is about my experience with religion. Like, I'm not here to try and change anyone's mind or criticize someone's religion or challenge their religion by any means. I'm a convert for God's sakes. Like, I definitely believe in people's right to practice whatever religion makes them happy. This ain't about you, this is literally about me. So with that being said, I went on Instagram, which is where a majority of my audience is from, and I asked you guys if you had any questions in regards to my conversion. And there's a lot to go through today, but we're gonna try to go through it. Just a little background. So I converted back in 2015. So I've been Muslim for around like almost 7 years now. So I'll be fully 7 years in August. So I've had 7 years of being Muslim under my belt. If you've actually been around here on YouTube long enough, you'd know that I already made an original video addressing why I converted to Islam back in 2015, but I've since deleted that because it was just too soon. Like, I feel like it was very premature, and there's a lot of things I said in that video that I no longer believe in and I don't think is necessary. So I'm gonna make a second attempt now in answering that question. So there's a lot of questions and I'm going to try and categorize them so we have a little bit of structure in this video. So first one is, were you an atheist before you converted? And to that I say no and yes. So I'm Filipino, and like most Spanish colonized nations, Philippines, majority of us are Catholic. So I was born Catholic. I later became a staunch atheist, as in, like, I fully just hated the idea of religion, and then from there I became a Christian. What were your opinions about Islam before you researched it, and what prompted you to learn about it? So like most people, my opinion and my knowledge of Islam prior to properly looking into it is very ignorant. I only know what the media tells majority of the world, and you know, there's a lot of fear mongering involved in that, and that's actually, it played a big role because that obviously is very different to how Muslims are in real life, and I experienced that cognitive dissonance when I went to university and I met a lot of Muslims in real life. The media always portrayed Muslims as violent and, you know, hating all the ones who are not Muslim and stuff like that, and then I go to university and I meet, you know, people from all walks of life, and of course some of them happen to be Muslim as well, and they were just so different from how I expected Muslims to be. So that aroused like a curiosity in me because I wanted to know what Muslims actually believed in, because the media was saying one thing, that they believe in this and they want to hurt everyone, and you know, if you're not Muslim, they don't respect you, blah, blah, blah. And my Muslim friends were like the furthest thing from that. So I really wanted to get to the bottom of like, what do they actually believe in? I'm gonna angle you a little differently because, I don't know, I feel like the other angle was weird. Anyways, this is actually gonna segue into the main question, which is why I decided to convert to Islam. I know a lot of people have this big, like, epic reasoning, this life-changing experience that caused them to have this epiphany to convert and everything, but my one is gonna be super lame in comparison. So like I said, there's this big cognitive dissonance. The media is saying one thing, my friends in real life are something completely different. So I wanted to know what Muslims actually believed in, and because I am an academic, I'm currently in my final year of med school. Prior to that I did my postgrad, and prior to that I did my pre-med. And with every question I look at it in the same manner. There's a question and I want to know the answer to it, so the first step is always going through the primary source. In this case it is the Quran and the Bible. If there are things I still don't fully understand, which of course there always is, I'm gonna go out from the primary source and look into scholarly information. And because religion is quite complex, I also had to look into the history and also the practice of the religion, because believe it or not, the three Abrahamic religions, although they're like different religions of course, the message behind every book is very, very similar. It's just the practice that's extremely different. So the message in the Torah, the Bible, and the Quran is very similar, and there's a lot of consistencies between all of them. It's just the practice and, of course, this system that governs how the believers in each particular religion believe and practice. So I literally researched all of that, and Islam made the most sense to me. And it wasn't like one thing that was just like, oh, this is it, this is what convinced me that this is the right one or whatever. It was a collection of everything. So I literally researched everything over a course of like 3 years. This wasn't like a, quick decision or anything like that. This is involving me like potentially changing my entire life, even my entire appearance, and everything. So it was definitely a big decision, and I took my time with it. And again, it's not like this big, epic story and there's like an epiphany or like a life experience that happened. It was honestly quite analytical. And yeah, it took over like 3 years of me researching everything to come to the decision that, obviously Islam was right for me. And please don't take it as like me knowing the answer to absolutely everything, because I definitely don't. That's the great thing about knowledge and learning. It's continuous. I'm still asking questions. I'm still learning to this day. Learning never stops, not in medicine and definitely not in religion. So I'm definitely still learning to this day. I have a very open mind, and this is something that I'm very interested in. So of course, it's a passion of mine. So it's a continuous thing. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me when I say this, but we all have questions about like whether there's a God and how to follow that God the right way, the particular way, or whatever. And those questions, we're honestly not going to get the answer to them until we die. I don't know if I'm saying that right or if I'm explaining it right, but like there's still a chance that at the end of all of this, you die and your judgment is there, and it's like, what you thought you were doing that was right was actually wrong. You have to admit there's a chance, right? It's true. Like we don't know anything with 1000% certainty. So to me, like there's no point in arguing too much about religion. Like I think it's a waste of time when different religions argue with one another. Most of us are honestly just trying our best. At the very core of every single religion, they teach you to be kind to one another and be a good human being, do charity regardless of religion, faith, or whatever. And yeah, it's about being a nice person. To me, that's the core message that keeps being brought up over and over again in all of these books. A lot of people focus on the punishment and the day of judgment and blah, 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 but they completely miss the point of being kind and, being nice. There's so many of these people that go out and harass others because they don't have the same belief, or they disagree in a certain practice or certain belief. And it's just stupid. In my opinion, if being religious is causing you to be unkind to others or justifying, mistreating, hurting, or even just being rude to another person, then you completely miss the point. Some people are going to listen to that and they're going to conclude that I'm liberal or whatever. And that's fine. I asked for my story. I told you this was about me, not about you. So for some reason I thought I could fit everything in this one video and address like everyone's question. But yeah, we're going over time so much. So what I was thinking of doing was breaking everything up into individual videos, because there's a lot of questions about like how I told my parents I was gonna convert into to Islam, why I decided to wear the hijab, why I hate being called a revert, and like my experience with like the Muslim community, everything, tips for new converts and stuff like that. So there's a lot, and I thought it would be smarter to just break everything up to an individual video so that it's also easy to like reference back in the future. So with that being said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notified when I finally do post those videos up. I will try to do it 3 times a week because there is a lot of topics that I want to cover here, and I'm also working at the hospital right now, so I don't have all the time in the world. But But if you do want to see me every day, you want to see more of this, go over to my Instagram. I am there every single day. I post every single day and I'm quite active on Instagram. It's mostly me making an ass of myself, so it's not like deep content or anything like that. So if you're interested in, you know, having a laugh, you know, casual, lighthearted content, then I'm your girl. Definitely head over to my Instagram. I am at samantha.mariam. I'll put the thing here and I'll also put more information on that down below. Okay, I'll see you then. Bye!